Smac Talk with Mac. Shout out to K-Rig on the beat. Little freestyle here. The intro. Welcome to Smac Talk with Mac, the podcast coming to you, the Mac Pack. Make sure you hit the subscribe and the like button. Ring the bell for noties on the latest discussion. Topics are random, it's what I want to do. Having guests on the show to show you how they do. Without further ado, let's get this thing going. Here's your host, Mac, the one doing the flowing. What's up, Mac Pack? Welcome back. So guys, we did the first podcast. We published that yesterday, put it out there. Already hit I set a pretty modest goal of 10 likes. I think we're at 11 already. So thank you so much for doing that. I know I messed up and did it as a premiere, so people thought it was live, which was cool because I think we had 7 guys in there at once when it was live. So that was cool, but I wasn't live. But then I got to thinking man, that should not have been my original introductory podcast, because it really wasn't a podcast, and I'm calling this a podcast, and I'm saying podcast a lot. I don't really even know how to do a podcast. I'm just going to talk and create a video and not necessarily be live streaming. So that's what my podcast is. But anyway, I feel like I should have just done a little introductory, who am I, just in case you don't know me, what I'm about, the things that I like to do, and the content I like to create. So we're going to do that. I'm going to talk to you about myself for a few minutes, and then we're going to get into the topic, the discussion of the day, which is your favorite sports teams through 5 different sports. So I did the 5 major sports that I watch. I apologize if I left out your specific sport, and these are team sports, okay? So I did college basketball and college football, the NBA, which I don't really watch a whole lot anymore, but I did growing up as a kid, the NFL, and Major League Baseball. So I don't have hockey. I don't have anything against hockey. It's just for some reason, I've never really watched it. I'm sure I would enjoy it. I honestly can tell you that I don't think I've ever watched a hockey game from start to finish. Actually, I know I haven't. Even when the Blackhawks were good 10 years ago and everybody around here jumped on the bandwagon, I just didn't. Nothing against it, I just didn't watch it. So that's what we're going to do. So just in case you guys have not subscribed to the channel yet, please make sure you do so. Trying to grow this YouTube channel as much as we can. So just in case you don't know how, click that button right there. Click that notification bell. The notification bell will, I believe if it works correctly, it'll let you know anytime I go live. I think it'll let you know anytime I post a video too, because I'm not sure how often I'll be live on YouTube. I actually thought about doing this live, but I don't have any overlays or anything set up, like if we got a new subscription or anything like that. So I'll be switching back between YouTube and Twitch. And just so you guys know, if you're not familiar with YouTube, subscribe is the equivalent of following on Twitch. It's completely free. I will never ever ask you to pay for anything of mine. Now, if you do, we'll talk about what we'll do with that. But all right. So let's go ahead and get into, just in case you don't know where you can find me on social media. Boom, right there. Twitch, I'm just MacDub44. Twitter, I'm MacGaming44. My Discord is the Mac Pack, and I will have a link down in the description of this video for the Mac Pack. So that's that. And then, yes, the spicy stuff, OnlyFans upon request. So DM if you want my OnlyFans. All right. But let's go ahead and talk about me for a little bit. Who am I? I'm Sean Mac. A lot of people call me Mac. Growing up in sports, coaches called me Mac. When I coached, everyone called me Coach Mac. And then in school, college, I think most people called me Mac. It's weird because I have, in college, I had 3 really close friends. A guy that I grew up with in my hometown in high school, and he went to college with me, and he was my roommate all 4 years. The first 2 years when we just lived in a duo apartment or dorm room, it was just him and I. He calls me Mac. Every once in a while, he might call me Sean, but he's always called me Mac. But my other two roommates, my junior and senior year when we lived in a quad, and my other two roommates, guys who were in my wedding, one doesn't call me Mac at all. He calls me Sean. And the other one, I think, I don't really know what he calls me. His switches back and forth between Sean and Mac. But so it's weird. But then in the gaming world, in the streaming world, everybody calls me Mac. But then at work, like I don't introduce myself in the real world as Mac. I'm Sean. So I guess it's hit or miss, either or, Sean or Mac. But a lot of people call me Mac. Some people call me Dub, and it's not like I don't like it, but I don't prefer being called Dub. The Dub was just short for Williams. My last name is Mac Williams, so Mac Dub. It's not really for like getting dubs or anything like that, because if you see me play video games, we don't get a whole lot of dubs. I'm gonna shut this other monitor off. It keeps blinking white and blue. So yeah, from Illinois. Grew up in Illinois, I should say. Technically, I was born in San Diego, which of course, as Ron Burgundy would let you know, does mean whale's vagina. Was a Navy brat, and then moved around, but moved to Illinois, in Charleston, Illinois, when I was like 5. Charleston, Illinois, where's that? It's where Eastern Illinois University is, home of Tony Romo, Jimmy Garoppolo, Sean Payton, guys like that. And then went to college in Illinois as well. Went to got my master's at Illinois as well, and have worked for Caterpillar, Big Bad Yellow, for the last 9 years of my life, which was completely not related to anything I went to school for. But it's been good financially and benefits-wise to me and my family. So, and I'm actually working right now as I make this video, believe it or not. I've worked from home for the last 13 months now, and I don't know if I'll ever go back in, which is completely fine with me. I started really... I've been playing in Madden online leagues probably the last 5 or 6 years, and most of them require you to stream. And that's literally just streaming the game. Like, it's not a person, with a webcam or usually even a mic talking. It's just for rules' sake, you got to stream. So I streamed then, but I really started streaming probably last April when I was at home. I was bored. I was like, I want to play video games more. I want to meet people. I saw some other people that I knew starting a stream. I was like, let's just see if I could do it. I didn't even know what affiliate was. I didn't know what like getting subscriptions were. But thanks to my Madden online league communities and then starting to play NCAA and finding that community in the G12, I got to affiliate really, really quick. I'm not tooting my own horn or anything like that. I just, I bugged the shit out of some people in Madden and my real life friends, and I was just able to hit affiliate pretty quick. And over on Twitch, I don't even know what we're at anymore. Probably like 600 something followers or something like that. I think the best subscription month we ever had was like 60 or something like that, which was awesome. When I got the first payout, I was like, wow, I actually made some money doing this. And then for those of you that know me, I always just give it back into the community. I've given away 2 copies of NCAA Football 14. I tried to give away an Xbox and a copy of it, but my buddy out in Canada told me not to, who won it. I gave away a copy of Madden. I've given away shirts. I've given away gift cards. It's just something I like to do. Anything I get back, I just like to give back. I think, and that's a common thing on Twitch, and I think people are like, oh, that's cliche, and you're ripping off people's idea for a giveaway, but shut the fuck up. Like, everyone does a giveaway. It's just what you do to give back to the people who support you, right? So, and then I've had a lot of technology issues, mainly with internet. My upload speed sucks, which is why right now recording and then uploading is a much better thing for me to do, even though I can't live interact with people, which I want to do. Actually, I might put this as another premiere, and see if some guys come in, and if you talk in the chat, I'll be right in the chat with you as it's premiering, and I'll talk back. So, but that's that. Now I do have new internet coming, and I will be streaming again. I'm setting goals. I'm setting follower goals. I'm setting sub goals. I'm setting view goals. Really not necessarily view goals, but chat. I want like 80-90% of the people who say they're in chat to be talking while I'm streaming. I'll be playing NCAA basketball. I'll be playing MLB The Show. I was trying to make a video the other day, like highlight video of NCAA Basketball 10, and the highlights the graphics just suck. We're so spoiled now with the technology. So I'm thinking that I might bring out 2K as well, just for graphics, but try a modded version and make college basketball on that or something like that, or just make my team and edit people. I don't know. We'll do something, but I think I'm gonna play Fortnite. I'm not gonna lie. My wife plays it. It's fun to just fuck around with. Might play that. Might play some Call of Duty on stream. I don't know. We're just gonna do a lot of things. But NCAA basketball in the show, and we talked about that in my first video, especially NCAA basketball. But so that's me. I don't have a set schedule. I'm not gonna set a schedule just because I'll never stick to it. And there's gonna be days where I just don't feel like it, and I'm not gonna do it. So without further ado, let's get into the topic of discussion today, and that is everybody's favorite sports teams of all time. So I want you in the comments to tell me your favorite sports teams of all time. And I'm talking specific, right? I'm not saying, oh, I'm a Michigan fan, so Michigan football is my favorite. I want year and I want reasons why. So, and that's what I'm going to break it down for you here today. Boom. Yes, this is a cheap audio production. Hopefully you guys can still hear me all right. It looks like we can. I'm just doing screenshots, baby. And we've got the best source that you can go to, and that is Wikipedia. So my first, we'll go back here and make sure I've got, so we're going to do college basketball first. Yes. Growing up in Charleston, Illinois, I was 45 minutes south of the University of Illinois. And as an Illinois sports fan, guys, we are far and few between anything related to good sports at Illinois. So the 2004-2005 Fighting Illini were so exciting to watch, so refreshing, because Illinois is not very good at sports. For those of you that don't know, maybe too young, this is the team that actually went 29-0 in the regular season before losing their very last game. We'll just go down to the schedule here. They lost the very last game of the regular season to Ohio State. They lost by a point at Value City Arena. So, but let me go back to a game here that sticks out. Right here, for those of you that know college basketball, they have the Big Ten ACC Challenge. This game was huge for them. This is when people really realized that Illinois was for real this year. It was early in the season. It was December. My mom and uncle actually went to this game. My mom and both of them sat like 2 rows behind the Wake Forest bench. And Wake Forest was the number 1 team in the nation. And Chris Paul, they were just supposed to come in and kill Illinois. And Illinois, from the start, just dominated them. You can see they actually won by 18. And I don't even think it was that close, to be honest with you. So, and then another big game. This is always a huge game for Illinois and Missouri, the bragging rights game. So when they beat, oh, my bad, guys. Whoopsie. So when they beat them, that was just a really good win for them. And then the gauntlet of the Big Ten season and schedule. You can see, they got tested by Iowa pretty closely there, Michigan. But they went undefeated until the very last game of the year. And you can see they did have some close games and overtime, but I mean, really, they were just spanking Big Ten opponents. And that's just so unlike Illinois to do that. And then they bounced back, won the Big Ten tournament, and then let's take a look at their NCAA tournament. Obviously, they took care of their, you know what, that 1 versus 16 game was kind of scary. Nevada. Look at that. I guess they may have gotten a little lucky getting to play Milwaukee in the Sweet 16. This game right here, guys, when they played Arizona, they came back. Guys, I wish I would have I should have gotten a highlight film. Darren Williams came back and Luther Head and D Brown, and they were down by 9 points with a minute left or something like that. And they came back to win, which was insane. Then they beat Louisville. in the Final Four before ultimately losing to North Carolina in the championship game. That team had like Sean May and Marvin Williams. So that's my favorite college basketball team. Unfortunately, I can't pick a championship team because Illinois hasn't won a national championship, at least that I know of. But ultimately, 37-2, 15-1 in the Big Ten, which is just a phenomenal season. If we take a look at the roster here, at the stats, see they were led by their three guards. Luther Head, who made it to the NBA, played for the Rockets for a while. Darren Williams, I think everybody knows him. He was picked by the Jazz. Was an all-star a few years. D. Brown, I think he floated in the league briefly, but never really made it. And then Roger Powell and James Augustine were their big men, but really a three-headed monster at guard. And I think D. Brown was the consensus all-team first. He was an All-American, and Darren Williams and Luther Head were second team. So that's my favorite college basketball team of all time. Going on to football. I love college football, but I'm not a huge fan of any team really. So, but I remember, I was a junior in high school when this happened. I remember I was a sophomore in college for the 2007-2008 Illinois football team. And they made it to the Rose Bowl this year, and that's significant because since I've been alive, I only remember them going to two, what are they called, like Big Six bowl games now. I remember they made it to the Sugar Bowl, probably in the late 90s with Kurt Kittner, and then they made it to the Rose Bowl. And yes, for you Ohio State fans, this is the year that they beat Ohio State. Juice Williams upset them. But if we look at them, they were 8-3 in the regular season. They started off losing to their rival Missouri. Then they lost back-to-back Big Ten games to Iowa and to Michigan. So they had two conference losses. And this is back before there were divisions in the Big Ten. This is before Nebraska came, before Rutgers, before Maryland. So there weren't any divisions or anything like that. And I don't know, Ohio State must have played in like the national championship game or something this year. I don't really know. I should know more about why Illinois made it to the Rose Bowl this year, because they technically got third. So I don't really know. I should read on why they actually got to go into the Rose Bowl here, because as far as I know, it's always been the although it traditionally hosts the champions of the Big Ten and Pac-10, the Big Ten was ranked number 1 in the final BCS and instead played in the BCS championship game. All right, so why didn't Michigan go, though? All right, and obviously, while we're doing this on the fly here, obviously Ohio State lost this game. They lost to Florida. I'm just trying to remember out loud here, but okay. But so I'm not going to talk too much about Illinois football just because it is what it is. But this is sad. This is one of their best teams ever. They actually got spanked in the Rose Bowl game by USC, 49-17. But that's my favorite college football team. This is my favorite team of all time. And yeah, I'm picking one of the best teams in history, but whatever. I was a huge Chicago Bulls fan. And this is the year that Michael came back for the full time, right? Obviously, the 94-95 season is when he came back in like March, and then they lost to, I think, the Magic in the playoffs. But this is his first full season back with the Bulls after trying to play baseball. Comes back 72-10, which, yes, the Warriors did break that record a few years ago, but lost, didn't win the championship. But guys, just look at this record, okay? 72-10, that's one thing. The playoffs actually lost 3 games, but if we do some quick math, they got 3, 4, 4, that's 11, 15. So 15-3. Guys, they went 87-13 in 1 year of basketball. That's insane. And I remember this because I remember the Sonic kind of gave them a good series. 6 games isn't too bad, and I think Seattle had like their best season ever. They won like 64 games or something like that. But you can see here, Michael scored 30, Scotty scored 19, Tony Kukoc scored 13 a game. This is when they got Rodman. Look at Rodman, dude, averaging 15 rebounds a game. Shaq actually just came out with an interview and said that Dennis Rodman was the only player that could guard him in the NBA ever. But I mean, so this team was just awesome. Now I'll tell you what, I hated Ron Harper. I thought he was bad, but he was a really good defender. But I mean, Michael Jordan's my favorite player of all time, hands down. And it is what it is. So, yeah. So here's the, Michael scored the first, the most points that season. Dennis Rodman had 356 offensive rebounds. That's a lot of offensive rebounds. Look at the salaries. I know we have to include inflation and stuff like that, but you're telling me that Michael Jordan back then only made $3.9 million? Look at Scottie Pippen. Now, I know you guys, if you guys watched that documentary, The Last Dance, Scottie kind of screwed himself, and then almost didn't play that last season with him. But I mean, shit, I don't even know who half these guys. I know who Jason Caffey is, but I have no idea who James Edwards or Dickie Simpkins are. But oh man, nobody here. You know what? We're gonna do this. We're gonna compare 2021 Bulls salary. We're gonna compare the salaries right now to back then. Okay, so they just got this guy Vucevic from the Magic, but 20-something mil, 19, 13. Okay, so let's get to here. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 players right now making more than Michael Jordan or any other Bull. This guy's making about what he is. Troy Brown, I have no idea who he is. Archie Diacono, that's a kid from Villanueva. But I mean, I should do a side-by-side, but I'm lazy and I'm not going to do that. But that's just insane, where salaries have come and where they're continuing to go. So Bulls, obvious choice. I watched every single basketball game I could. I'd had a guy... There's the LeBron and Jordan debate, which I think is the most stupid debate in the world because both those guys are fucking awesome, and it's literally just an opinion. Who do you like better? I grew up watching Michael Jordan as a kid. He's the reason I love basketball. Michael Jordan is the best basketball player in the world to me. But if you give me LeBron James, I'll be A-okay with it. But I had some guy argue that I was too young to even remember what Michael did. Bullshit, dude. I was like 8 or 9 years old when this season happened, and I watched every goddamn Bulls game that I could. I wanted to be like Mike. You trying to tell me that as an 8 or 9 year old kid, somebody can't make an impression on me? Fuck you. All right. Moving on to the NFL. I am a Charger fan. I was born in San Diego. I don't have a championship to celebrate. I could have picked the year that they made it in like 94 or 95 and got spanked in the Super Bowl by the 49ers, but I didn't. I was a little young for that. Instead, I picked, when I was a freshman in college, the 2006 San Diego Chargers, mainly because of my favorite football player of all time, LaDainian Tomlinson. That is the year that he broke the single-season touchdown record for a non-quarterback. He actually, believe it or not, he threw 2 touchdowns that season. He ran for 28 touchdowns, and he caught 3. So as a non-quarterback to, score or, run, catch, or pass for 33 touchdowns is incredible. I think LaDainian Tomlinson is the best running back in the NFL of all time. Now, I know Barry Sanders, you got Emmitt Smith, Jim Brown, Walter Payton. Again, this is an opinion. This was just my favorite player. I loved watching him. I thought he cut his career a little too short. I thought the Chargers did him dirty. I'm a huge Charger fan, but I have never been a Phillip Rivers fan. I couldn't have been more happy when he left to the Colts. Imagine having Drew Brees and not knowing he was going to be Drew Brees, but imagine having Drew Brees and then wasting the number 1 pick on Eli Manning so you could trade for Phillip Rivers. Yeah. And that's before Drew Brees got hurt. Before, I know a lot of people are like, well, Drew Brees got hurt. Yeah, but they already had Phillip Rivers on the team. He was going to be the quarterback of the future already for some reason. Whatever, though. It is what it is. But they had a pretty good season. You can see here that they actually went 13-3 and got a first-round bye. They only lost to the Ravens and the Chiefs. Gingy will like that one. And who else did they lose to? Oh, they went 14-2. Sorry, in the regular season. Those were only their 2 losses, and then got bounced by the Patriots. Go figure. 14-3 in the division round. So, but that's my favorite NFL team of all time, mainly because of LaDainian Tomlinson. Last but not least, guys, is your World Series 2016 Chicago Cubs. I am a Cubs fan. I'm not the biggest baseball fan anymore, but I am a Cubs fan. And watching these guys play that entire season was so exciting. The year before, they almost broke through and did it, but they didn't get it done. I think they lost to the Mets, right? I think that was the year the Mets played the Royals. The year I'm talking about the 2015 team, but and I remember that series was crazy. They were down 3-1. Really, I thought they were lucky. I didn't think they were going to get past the Dodgers. So I was really worried about that series. And then they were down 3-1. And then Game 7, man, Game 7 took forever. They got out on top, and it looked like it was going to go well. And really, I'm not going to question Joe Madden because he's a great manager and he's won a lot of games and won a World Series, but I thought he made some really questionable calls in that World Series that I thought almost cost him. I think he took out Hendricks a little too early, but it's easy to sit here and judge somebody after the fact. But Hendricks was dealing that game, and he took him out pretty early, and the bullpen blew it. Chapman came in and pitched a few innings at the end, and then there was that rain delay. But they were able to pull it off with a big hit by, I think Zobrist is the guy who got the big hit in extra innings. And then obviously the ground ball to Chris Bryant to end it. But obviously the significance, if you're a Cubs fan, or even if you're just a baseball fan, and if you're not a Cardinals fan, so you have no reason to hate the Cubs, seeing them finally win another one, get the curse off their back. It was the year my kid was born, so my first son. So I'll always remember 2016, and I'll always remember the Cubs. Obviously, Schwarber, his heroics, coming back from a, and they don't even have him on here, right? They got everybody's picture. This guy kind of screwed up, huh? All right. Oh boy, but oh, that guy looked like Kyle Schwarber a little bit, just a skinnier version. Sorry. But yeah, all right, guys. So that's. Wow, this is a little longer of a podcast than I wanted it to be. This is going to be on the 30 minutes. If any of you guys stuck around for the end, I appreciate it. If any of you guys stuck around for the end, answer this question. Answer this question. I have to think of one off the spot here. Which is the worst team that I picked out of these 5? Out of the Illinois basketball, Illinois football, the Bulls, the Chargers, and the Cubs, which is the worst team. So, but guys, put in the comments your 5 favorite teams. If you just want to pick one, like my favorite baseball team of all time was this. But if you do, get in here, and then also get in the Discord if you're not in the Discord, and let's talk about this. Let's have a conversation about your favorite team. This is me talking, but it's meant to, and I can't have live interaction the way I'm doing this, but I do want to have interaction with you guys. But we hit the 10 likes goal on the first video. Let's see if we can hit the 15 likes on this video. So, guys, I don't have a outro. I need to have one. I did a little intro, a little rap. That's just my style. But I appreciate you guys so much for watching, for hitting that like, hitting that subscribe, and I'll be back with another one. Probably in a few days. I got family coming into town this week, but peace out, everybody. I appreciate you.